So what I have discussed again, I'm this is resistivity of a material is defined as resistance of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section. মানে এরকম একটা ম্যাটেরিয়াল যেটার লেন্থও 1 হয় আর area of cross section is also 1 centimeter square or 1 meter square. Now we know that resistance of a material R is directly proportional to L and resistance of material R is inversely proportional to area of cross section. So if you combine these two, I get resistance is directly proportional to L by A. To remove this proportionality sign, আমি একটা constant put করি. This constant is called as rho or resistivity. Okay. So this rho is called as the resistivity. Rho is a constant actually, or constant of proportionality. Okay, so this much may be clear. So but we know that what is the formula for resistance? What is the formula for resistance? We know that resistance R is equal to ml by ne square tau into A. Okay, or you can write it as m by ne square tau into L by A. We can write this m by ne square tau m by ne square tau L by A. So if you compare this, এটাকে যদি আমি একটা এটাকে একটা equation 1 দিয়ে দিলাম, and this is equation 2. So if you compare 1 and 2, what you get? Comparing equation 1 and 2, what you get? Husna Began is asking why P is constant. Yes, sir. Why so? It's a proportionality constant, no? R is directly proportional to L by A. To remove this, you put a constant. This constant is rho.
স্যার এটা বলছিলাম যে স্যার L by A টা বাইরে নিয়েছিল, এগুলো কেন নিয়েছে?
L by A টা কি?
এটা স্যার ব্র্যাকেটের বাইরে নিয়েছে, কেন নিয়েছে?
এটা বাইরে রাখো, ভিতরে রাখো, মিনিংটা তো একই না? এটা আলটিমেটলি কি m into L না? তুমি ভিতরে রাখো, কোনো ম্যাটার করে না। ব্র্যাকেটের একসাথে রাখো, কোনো ম্যাটার করে না। আমি কেন এভাবে লিখলাম, যাতে কম্পেয়ার করার সময় দেখা যায় দুইটা, এখানে L by A আছে, এখানে L by A আছে, তাই না? You can see here also L by A, here also L by A. ঠিক আছে, সেমই তো, আমি তো কোনো চেঞ্জ করিনি না। Okay, so if you compare 1 and 2, what you get? Rho, if you compare it, what you get? Rho is equal to m by ne square tau into A, isn't it? If you compare here, you can see rho is equal to how much? Rho is equal to this much. Okay, so what I can write? Rho is equal to, comparing 1 and 2, we get rho is equal to m by ne square tau into A. Tau, sorry, not tau into A, tau. So this is the formula for resistivity of a material. Clear? লেখে না জলদি। Okay, next topic is mobility. Next topic is mobility. Mobility is also very important. So mobility, actually, it is the ability of the electrons to move freely. Okay, so mobility is defined as mobility ke mu দিয়ে denote করে mu. Okay, So mu is defined as the ratio of drip velocity divided by electric field. Okay, drip velocity by electric field. Now we know that what is drip velocity. Drip velocity relation ta ki hoy? Drip velocity is E v tau by ml, তাই না? We know this relation, E v tau by ml. And and divided by E. Okay, so bracket লেখা রাখো তোমরা drip velocity Vd is how much? E, wait, ব্র্যাকেটে সবসময় লেখা রাখবে তোমরা, since drip velocity Vd is equal to E v tau by ml. কালকে আমি করেছি না drip velocity relation. This is the relation for drip velocity. Okay, so আমি কি পেলাম ওখানে? ultimately mu is equal to E v tau by ml into E, তাই না? Now what is now can you tell me what is V? What is the relation between E, V and L? We know that এগুলো কিন্তু সব রিলেশনের উপরে, ছোট ছোট রিলেশনের উপরে I will derive it. Now what you can write here, mu is equal to, so we know that E is equal to V by L না, E is equal to V by L. So এখানে আছে V আছে, এখানে L আছে, তাই না? So what you can write it as capital E না, tau by me. Okay, so this V divided by L is equal to E na, এটা লিখলাম. Okay, so E cancel out, so I am getting mu is equal to E tau by m. So this is the formula for relation for mobility of a material, or mobility. So I am leaving it up to you, what should be the SI unit of mobility. What should be the SI unit of mobility? I am leaving it up to you. SI unit কি হবে? Find out. চার্জের কি হয়? T মানে time, m মানে mass. Okay, you just find out what is the SI unit of mobility. Next topic is equivalent forms of Ohm's law. Equivalent form of Ohm's law. Ohm's law একটা equivalent form আছে, যেটাকে also called as macroscopic forms of Ohm's law. Nasima is unable to join. I don't know why. Okay. Nasima, are you there or not? Nasima, where is Nasima? I don't know. So what is the equivalent forms of Ohm's law? It is also called as macroscopic forms of Ohm's law. Macroscopic form of Ohm's law. Okay. So we know that V is directly proportional. V is equal to I into R. This is the Ohm's law, isn't it? Now, what is the formula for R? R is equal to rho L by A, তাই না? It is rho into L by A. ব্র্যাকেটে লিখে রাখো R is equal to, since R is equal to rho into L by A. Okay. For example, this is equation number 1. Now, V is also equal to how much? We know that E is equal to V by L, na? E is equal to V by L. This gives me V is equal to E into L. Clear? Now, আমার কাছে একটা, if you remember one relation, uh, wait, একটু hold করো, হ্যাঁ, just hold. Okay. Now this is equation number 2. Okay. From equation 1, what we are getting from equation 1? I by A is how much? The ratio of I by A. Can anyone tell me what is the ratio of I by A? From equation 1. আমি equation 1 টাকে আবার লিখছি, ওকে, একটা ফর্মে। I by A is equal to actually J, okay? J, bracket লিখে রাখো। We know that current density J is equal to current by area. Yesterday I told you, na? This is equation number 3. So if you compare 1 and 3, comparing 1 and 3, what you get? Rho L লিখে নেওয়া আছে, rho L লিখে নেওয়া আছে, তাই না? Sorry, compare 2 and 3. Comparing 2 and 3, not 1 and 3. Comparing equation 2 and 3. What you'll get? What you get? 2 and 3 টা compare করলাম কি পাবো দেখো? এখানে E আছে আর এখানে E এর জায়গায় কি আছে? J into rho আছে, তাই না? এখানে V আছে, এখানে V আছে, এখানে L আছে, এখানেও L আছে। সো আমি যদি এই দুটো কম্পেয়ার করি, E is equal to rho into J না, বা J into rho না, হলো কি না? Isn't it? Okay. আরেকটা জিনিস, যে রো যে থাকে না, this rho is called as resistivity. It is equal to 1 divided by sigma, where sigma is called as the conductivity. যেমন রেজিস্টিভিটির উল্টা হলো কন্ডাক্টিভিটি। ওকে, রেজিস্টিভিটি মানে কি? কত অপোজিশন দেয় কারেন্টের ফ্লোতে। কন্ডাক্টিভিটি মানে কত ইজিলি কারেন্ট ক্যান ফ্লো। ওকে, রেজিস্টিভিটির উল্টা হলো কন্ডাক্টিভিটি। সো হোয়াট আই উইল রাইট হিয়ার, E is equal to rho 1 by rho is equal to 1 by sigma. So I am getting J by sigma. This gives me J is equal to sigma into E. So this relation is called as equivalent forms of Ohm's law, okay, or macroscopic forms of Ohm's law. Macroscopic form of Ohm's law. Okay, combination of resistors. So these relations you all know. In class 10 you have studied. Class 10 এ ছিল না, resistance in series, resistance in parallel, ওইটাই আবার পড়বো আমি। So first we'll see resistance in series. Resistance in series মানে আমি যদি কয়েকটা রেজিস্ট্যান্স কানেক্ট করে দিই, what will be the net combination? For example, this is the first resistance, this is the second resistance, okay, এভাবে this is the nth resistance. So resistance in series, I'm connecting different resistance, n number of resistances in series. This is R1, this is R2, like this is Rn. এগুলো সব রেজিস্ট্যান্স কে আমি কানেক্টিং উইথ এ ব্যাটারি। Potential difference is V. So current will come in which direction? From positive terminal, then this positive terminal, this negative terminal, current will flow like this, isn't it? Now we have got n number of resistances, so we'll write like this. Let R1, R2, Rn be the n number of resistance, n number of resistance by resistors, you can write resistors, okay, n number of resistors connected in series. Series n number of resistance আমি কানেক্ট করলাম, okay. So মনে রাখবে, whenever we connect resistances in series, so current flowing through all the resistance is same. Let I is equal to current flowing through all the resistors. So since these resistors are connected in series, current flowing through all these resistors is I, but potential difference across these resistors are different. Okay, potential difference means voltage across R1, voltage across R2, like this voltage across Rn, this is different but current is same. এটা খালি মনে রাখতে লাগবে, না ডেরিভেশন নিলে পারবে না। So what is V1? V1 will be equal to I into R1, V into I into R, na? V is equal to I into R. Similarly V2 will be how much? I into R2, like that. এখন করতে করতে what is Vn? Vn is equal to I into Rn. So what is the net potential? Applied potential is V, na? So V will be equal to V1 plus V2 plus Vn. So this will give me what is V1? V1 is equal to I into R1, V2 is equal to I into R2, like this. Vn is equal to I into Rn. Now here in the left hand side, V is equal to I into R. So I into R, I is common, এখান থেকে we've got R1 plus R2 plus Rn. Okay, so I cancel out, I cancel out, so I'm getting R is equal to R1 plus R2, like this, plus Rn. Okay, so this is the formula for resistances connected in series. So one thing you always remember, আমি আবার বলি one thing, When we connect the resistances in series, you can see these resistances are connected in series. Then current flowing through all the resistance is same. Current sub resistance theka flow korche. What is the value of current? That is I. But potential difference across these resistances is different. Potential difference across R1 is V1, across R2 is V2, like this. Across Rn is Vn. Okay. So এই দুটো জিনিস মনে রাখলে দেন তুমি ডেরিভেশনটা করতে পারো। So write it. In is equal to V by Rn. Again I'm starting এখান থেকে resistances in parallel. What I have done, I have connected different resistance in parallel. R1, okay, R2, like this, all connected in parallel. So you have got n number of resistances connected in parallel. Now always remember, when resistors are connected in parallel, the potential difference across each resistor is same. Okay, so potential difference across each resistor is V only. Okay, so but the current is different. So I1 is equal to V by R1, I2 is equal to V by R2, like this. In is equal to V by Rn. What is the total current? Total current is I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, like this. So I1 is equal to V by R1, I2 is equal to V by R2, like this. So in the left hand side, it will be I is equal to V by R equivalent. Equivalent. So if you compare this V by R equivalent, so V can be taken as common in the right hand side. It is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by Rn. Okay, so if you compare these two, I'm getting 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So this is the equivalent resistance for n number of resistors connected in parallel. I think you have understood. So একটা point note করবে, note করার কি জিনিস, number 1, when resist আচ্ছা এইভাবে লিখি, যখন রেজিস্টর গুলো সিরিজ আর প্যারালালে কানেক্ট করা যায়, ওকে, ইন সিরিজ যখন সিরিজে কানেক্ট করা হয়, current, okay, I, that is current flowing through each resistors is equal. Okay, but potential difference across each resistor is different. But এটার উল্টা হয় প্যারালাল, মানে when resistors are connected in parallel, V across each resistor is same, while but I, that means current flowing through each resistor is different. এই দুটো পয়েন্ট মনে রাখো। In series, I is same, V is different. In parallel, V is same, I is different.